Hello there. Today we're going to be having a look at nibs. Nibs particularly on the larger size of Opus 88 pens. So that's the demo, the colour demo and the Omar. Let me just show you an example of each. So here we go. We have the Omar, the newest pen, the colour demo and the clear demo. Very nice pens. I've been asked a couple of times to do a video showing what the nib sizes are like. The nib itself is a number 12 nib. It's quite large and fits in very well with the pen. And the reason that I'm doing the video now is that recently Opus 88 have introduced an extra fine nib. So, what we're going to do in the video is actually use each one in turn and see how they perform, see how they feel, and give you an idea of what the writing is like for each one. So, without too much more ado, let's go and have a look at them. Okay, so here we go. We have a clear demo which has a 1.5 stub. We have a brown Omar which has an extra fine nib. We have a red colour demo with a broad nib. We have a stone coloured Omar with a fine nib, and we have a yellow colour demo. And that's got the medium nib, and that's the one we're going to start with. I'm afraid this always works out upside down, which is not very helpful from your point of view probably. But I'm afraid if I try to correct the rotation, it rather damages further the quality of the video, so you won't be able to see quite so clearly what's going on. So anyway, here we are. So a look at the nibs. They all look much the same. They're actually quite nicely decorated. There we go. So not plain. They've got some detailing in. They say that they're Opus 88, and as I'm sure you can see, it tells you this is a medium nib. So we'll have a look and see how that performs. So the ink we're using today is Diamine Washable Blue. Not the most exotic ink in the world, but one of the nicest. And probably beloved of mothers the world over, actually. Washes out much more easily. Actually comes off my hands more easily as well, so that's good. So here we are. A medium nib. Little doubt of that, it's a medium nib. It's smooth. It writes numbers. It writes lowercase letters. Yes, you guessed it, it writes uppercase letters as well. Now, the feel of this is actually very pleasant. Little bit of nib noise, not a huge amount of feedback, and certainly on that cross stroke a great deal more than on up and down strokes. So, I mean, this is a very nice nib, there's absolutely no doubt about it. It's a beauty. The pen, as you can see, is a decent size. I mean, there's more details available on the website, and I will be putting in a link to both Opus 88 pens and to the nibs, the additional nibs that are now available. Right, I've confused myself now, but I think on this Omar we will find a fine nib, and I'm sure you'll see my memory has on this occasion not let me down. I mean, the nibs all look much the same, they're very clearly marked which is which, and so let's see what a fine nib looks like. So here we go. Well, surprise, surprise, it's a bit finer. Again, a bit of nib noise. Again, it will do most of the things that you would like a pen to do. So that's fine. Again, not sort of buttery smooth, but actually I like to have some idea what's going on the page. I like to know that the pen is touching the page and doing something. So here we are. Get the cap out of the way there. This is a broad nib. Actually, yes, I'll prove it. There we are. A broad nib. Nice looking pens, again, I'm sure you'll agree. Hang on. Someone coming in the room, not aware that I'm redoing this video. So I'm afraid to... There we go. And as you can see, this is broad, considerably broader than the fine, and a fair bit broader than the medium actually. And it will, always such a relief. You worry about the uppercase letters, don't you? Here we are, so that's broad. Now, the new nib on the block. Here we go. And I hope you can see that's an extra fine. And I'm quietly confident oh gosh, yeah. Well, that is very definitely extra fine, and it's very pleasant actually. I don't usually use an extra fine. I use a fine from time to time, but not extra fine, largely because I find they tend to get, I quite often write on copier paper just when I'm mucking about. This is, well, it's an extra fine, so it's not the smoothest thing you're ever going to find, but it's actually very pleasant. There is a bit of feedback on it, and as you can see, there's a very distinct line. A nice nib, I like that. There we go. And let's get the final one out. This is the mighty 1.5 stub. Now there's a bit of a squeak there, so I'm going to show you a little trick. If you just get a bit of silicone grease, I'm not quite sure why you get these squeaks. I think it might be residue from the manufacturing process, where you just get little bits of dust left. But what I find does the trick is a little bit of silicone grease. And if you're a devotee of Taiwanese pens, another brand will often provide you with a little tube of silicone grease. And if you just get a drop of that, squeeze it round, move it round there. There's very, very little gone on there. You will find that annoying squeak has pretty much completely disappeared. I'll probably put another drop on in a minute, but not right now. So the 1.5 stub, let's have a look. Nice big, big, big nib. And let's see how it writes. Well, if I had better handwriting, I don't think there's much doubt that would look absolutely fabulous. And while I'm just doing this, could I say that if you are enjoying this interview, please at the end of it, give us a thumbs up. If you thoroughly enjoyed it, you could subscribe. And if you've really enjoyed it a very great deal, you'd hit the bell button, and that means that you'll be notified when future videos are released by us. And I've got to tell you that one of the future videos is going to be a nib test for the smaller size Opus 88 pens. Okay, so I think we can see fairly clearly there. I mean, these are all nice nibs. They don't make a nasty one at all. Oh, there we go. You see, that's a great deal quieter now. Yippee. I'm just going to do a quick line with each one in ascending size of nib. So I think this was the extra fine. No, that's the fine. Which was the extra fine? Well, which one was the extra? I think, no, hang on. No, that's just fine. Ah, it's the other OMR. There we go. So this is the extra fine. So just pop a line along here. There we go. And we're now going to do fine. Now medium. Very satisfying the way that there's a distinct progression, a rational progression in the size of the line these nibs are putting down. It should be the case always, but I'm not sure it is. This is going to be broad. That's very smooth indeed. And last, but definitely not least, we have the 1.5 stub. Now, just bring this straight across. That is a broad line. There we go. So, I think as I've said, Opus 88 are now producing spare nibs. So if you've got an Opus 88, a large Opus 88, or even a small one, and you would like a different nib for it, you can buy one. It'll cost you, for the large ones, about 20 quid. I think it's a little bit less for the smaller ones. We've got them on the website, and I will be putting a link in both to the pens and the nibs on their own. Okay then, there we go. So just to remind you, here's the writing sample, which I hope is the right way up. There we go. I think the interesting bit is right at the end there, and you'll see it's a nice graduation of nib size from Opus 88. Now, as I said, if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and hit the bell button if you subscribe, and you'll get notification of future videos, including one, as I say, that will include the smaller nibs of the Opus 88 series. I've put links on the information bit to the website where you'll be able to see the pens, and also, should you wish, purchase additional nibs for your existing Opus 88 pen. And just a final thought and a bit of a question for you. Do you only use one width of nib? I find I use and enjoy almost anything that comes to hand, which is partly due to having a pen shop, I suppose, and I do get a lot of pens of different sorts coming my way. But what about you? Do you stick to a medium or a fine, or will you use a different nib depending on what sort of effect you want to create? Let me know. Thanks very much. Cheerio.